अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्मसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So once again, dear devotees, I sincerely apologize for keeping all of you waiting. His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu is giving the Sunday feast class for ISKCON Atlanta, and so I beg your forgiveness for being late. Today is a very auspicious day for two reasons mainly. One is we are observing the fasting for the Mahadvadashi today, and also today is the appearance day of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we have been studying for the last several months this great book called Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat, and it is a composition of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, and today is his Avirbhav Tithi. Today is his appearance day. So it's a very important occasion for all of us. So it's very auspicious that we are having our classes on Sunday, and this year on Sunday it is the appearance day of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. So last Sunday we completed Shri Chaitanya Bhagwat Adi Khanda chapter number 5. So today we will start with chapter number 6. This chapter is entitled Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins studying and enacts childhood mischief. It's a very nice chapter. We'll get started, dear devotees. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Text 1. Hena mate krida kare Gauranga Gopal Hate khadi diwar hai asikal. Hena mate, in this way, Gauranga, who is just a 3-4-year-old boy, who is non-different from Gopal, Krishna. So he's called Gauranga Gopal. He's non-different from Krishna, Gopal. Enjoyed his pastimes. And soon the time came for Hate Khadi. Hate Khadi is a Bengali term that indicates the samskara when a child begins to write. See, even in America, when kids are 4-5 years old, they start writing. Is it not? They start their um, pre-K and they start writing the basic letters. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he was 4 or 5 years old, they performed the samskar of Hate Khadi. See, in the Vedic culture, everything has um, certain importance, certain way in which things are done. Nowadays, in Kali Yuga, especially with our Western civilization, we don't follow all these samskaras, all these cultures. Just if a child starts writing, we take a picture or a video of the child beginning to write and we put it on Facebook, and we look for likes and comments. And but that is not the Vedic culture. Vedic culture is everything has a samskar. Everything begins by praying to Krishna and invoking the blessings of Krishna. So this is Hate Khadi Samskar, where there is a celebration, the Brahmins come, they recite, and the first letters that the child is taught to write is the names of Bhagwan. So Krishna or Rama, like that. So he began to, time came for little Nimai to begin reading and writing. शुभ दिने शुभ क्षणे मिश्र पुरंदर हाथे खड़ी पुत्रेरा दीलेना विप्रवर. See, this is so important. Not just any day, and it's the first day of pre-K, so today my child will start writing. No. It's because the rest of the life the child is going to write. So what is the child going to write? That will depend on how we do the samskar. So all these things have a spiritual science, a cultural science behind it. So Shubha Dine. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taught how to hold the pen and how to start writing for the first time on an auspicious day, like how today is Ekadashi, on an auspicious day. So Shubha Dine, and that also Shubha Kshane, because the day has so many different phases, and based on the planetary arrangement, at the auspicious time, auspicious muhurta, he started writing. And this was all arranged by Mishra Purandar, Jagannath Mishra, who was very expert in this Vedic culture. Therefore, he is called as Vipravar, the best among the Brahmins. Kichu Sheshe Miliya Sakala Bandhugana Karna Vedha Karilena Shri Chuda Karana. Now, two more samskaras are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. First samskara was Hate Kadi, how to start writing and reading. Second is Karna Vedha. Karna means ear. Karna Vedha means ear piercing. That samskar also was performed. And the next is Chuda Karana, to shave the head and only leave a shikha. Only leave a shikha. That is called Chuda Karana. These additional two samskaras were done. So three samskaras were done. First one was Hate Khadi, writing. Second one was Karana Veda, ear piercing. And third was Chuda Karana, means shaving the head, leaving behind only a shikha. The shikha indicates that we have a guru, because the shikha represents that if we deviate from the path of dharma, the guru will hold the shikha and pull us back. And the shikha also indicates that we have a guru, and now we are students of the Vedic culture. So everything has deep meaning. So Kichu Sheshe, after some time, first the Hate Khadi, the writing and reading samskara took place, and Kichu Sheshe, after few days, then it was done Karana Veda, ear piercing, and then Chuda Karana, his head was shaved. So this is very important. दृष्टि मात्र सकल अक्षर लिखी जाए परम विस्मित हैया सर्वजने चाहे. Now, drishti matra sakala akshara likhiya. Simply by seeing them once, Nimai started writing the alphabets. He did not have to be taught. Just by seeing once, he would start writing the alphabets. Drishti matra sakala akshara likhiya. And parama vismita hayya sarvajana chahe. And seeing this, everyone was vismit. Everyone was astonished. How? Just by seeing without being taught. You know, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very beautiful story when Krishna killed King Kansa and started living with his parents, Vasudev Maharaj and Devaki Rani in Mathura, they realized that first 11 and a half years of his life, Krishna Balram have lived in a village of Vraja, and they never went to Gurukul. Only milking cows, grazing cows, playing games in the forest. They were only having fun. So they, because Vasudev Maharaj is a Kshatriya. Nanda Baba was a Vaishya, so for him it was okay not to send Krishna to Gurukul. But being the son of a Kshatriya, he was going to be the next king. So how can he become the king without education? So then Vasudev Maharaj, he arranged for Krishna Balram to go to Gurukul. And in a place called Avanti, which is Ujjain, where His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he has built a very, very historical, very beautiful temple, ISKCON temple in Ujjain. This is Avantipur. It is a very historical Vedic city, very, very old city, Avantipur. And this is Ujjain. So in Ujjain, there was a Gurukul of Sandipani Muni. And Sandipani Muni's Gurukul, Krishna and Balram were enrolled in. And there are 64 arts of knowledge which every person is supposed to learn. And Krishna Balram learned these 64 skills. For example, one skill may be Ayurveda. Second skill may be astrology. So all these skills were learned, the 64 skills were playing musical instruments, performing yajna, study of the Vedas, all these 64 branches of knowledge, 64 subjects. How in today's education system we have subjects, geography, history, English, like that. So there are 64 subjects that are to be learned in a Gurukul. And typically it takes at least 12 to 15 years for a student to learn these skills. And Krishna Balram mastered all these 64 skills in 64 days. So they were supposed to stay there for 12 years. But in 2 months, 64 days, they learned everything and they came back to Mathura. So Vasudeva Maharaj and Devaki Rani were very happy. So why did it took even 64 days? They should not even take 64 seconds, right? Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and Balram. So why they took 64 days? So this question was asked to my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And he smiled and he said, because that was the time required by Sandipani Muni to teach. The fastest he could teach was in 64 days, one subject every day. So the bottleneck was Sandipani Muni, not Krishna Balram. So in 64 days they learned and they came back. So this was the Vedic system of education. And this education, entire knowledge of all 64 items was given free of cost, my dear friends. No teacher ever charged anything. It was done free of cost. The student would live in the Gurukul like a son, like a child of the Guru, like a family member. He would eat whatever Guru Mata, the wife of Shri Guru, would give, and whatever chores were told, whatever services were told, they would do. Almost living like a son, but in the mood of a servant. And they would live like that for 12, 15 years. And then they would come back to their parents. So Krishna and Balram. It was completely free. Education system was free. Education system became fee for education. It was free, then it became fee for education. You have to pay a fee. You have to pay money to get educated. That was introduced in India first time by the British. And they did that because they wanted to introduce their system of education so that we will forget our system of education. But traditionally, education was completely free. After the education was complete, the student would give Guru Dakshina. But there was no set Guru Dakshina that you have to give so many gold coins. No. Whatever was the capacity, whatever was the desire, the student would give. So this was the beautiful Vedic culture. So then, Dina dui tine te padhila sarva phala, nirantara likhena krishnera nama mala. So within 2 or 3 days, Dina Dui Tine, in 2 or 3 days, Padhila Sarva Phala. He learned even not only all the alphabets of Sanskrit language and Bengali language, but even the conjunct words. So like half words, even the half syllables, everything was learned by little Nimai. And then what would he do with all this knowledge? Nirantara likhena Krishna namamala. He would constantly, in rows, he would write the names of Krishna. Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Ram, 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 Hari, 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 Hari. He would write. So here I would like to share something very important with all of you, my dear friends. Please pay very close attention. Here in Chaitanya Bhagavad Adi Khanda chapter 6, verse number 5, it is clearly mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nirantara Likhena Krishnera Namama. He would write rows of Krishna, 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 like a mala, Krishna Nama. He would write Nirantara as a small child. So there is Shastric evidence that one form of bhajan, one form of devotional service is to write the name of Krishna. Write the name of Krishna. We never think of this, right? We think about chanting the name of Krishna, singing the name of Krishna, hearing the name of Krishna. But one form of bhajan is to write the name of Krishna. This is a fact. And there are some very great sadhus. What they do is, when they are just sitting, for example. Now, think about this. We are sitting in a bus or a train or a car or a taxi, and we're just going. And we look at the sky. So what we should do is, mentally, with our heart, we should write Krishna, Radha, like that. Wherever we are seeing in the sky. If you're looking at a wall, we should, with our mind, with our eyes, we should write Radha, Krishna. Like that. Suppose we are sitting and somebody is talking and it's not really proper use of our time. They're just talking something that is mundane. So our hand is like this. With our hands, we can look at my thumb now. With our thumb, we can write Ra, Dha. Not showing them, but our hand is down. But with our thumb on our hand, imaginary, we are writing Ra, Dha, Krishna, Ra, Ma. So bhajan is going on. If we cannot chant in front of them, they're speaking, we cannot chant. At least with our fingers, we can write on our palm. I have tried that. Even when we do, before we do Achaman, we take a pot of water and then we have to purify it. We do Gange Chayamane Chayava Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalasmin Sannidhim Kuru. So we have to move our middle finger in the water without touching the nail, just the pulp of the middle finger. So when I do that, I write Radha, Gange Chayamane Chayava Godavari Saraswati, or Ram or Krishna, like that. So it is a bhajan to write. And sometimes we are just sitting and with our mind, with our eyes closed, we should imagine the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because in the morning we have meditated on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra while chanting with our japa card like this. So even when we are, for example, going to sleep, or we are just sitting, we are sitting in a doctor's office, waiting to be seen, just sitting, we don't have, and we are wearing a patient gown, we don't even have our jap mala. Or people are talking around us and we may not be able to focus on the name. So just with our palm, we can keep writing. Radha, Krishna, Hari. So that also is bhajan. Or we could, eyes closed, we can just remember the name of the Lord, how it is written. Akshar, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We should practice that when we close our eyes, the Mahamantra should come in front of our eyes. In whichever language we speak, either in the Devanagari language or in English, or whichever is our native language, it should come to us. When we close our eyes, we should be able to see the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If it is not coming, then look at the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then close eyes and try to see if we can, with our mind's eye, if we are able to see Krishna Nam. And we should meditate on that. There are some devotees, they take notebooks and they write notebook after notebook after notebook of Nam. Amarendra Prabhu's mother was telling me, this is a secret, don't tell anybody. When Amarendra Prabhu was a small boy, school-going boy, elementary school, he used to take notebooks and he used to write Radha Naam. Radha, 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 with Rose. Nobody told him. He just felt it. He was just very attracted to Krishna Naam, Radha Naam. So Radha, Krishna, Radha, Krishna. Row after row, page after page, he would write. And he had like a heap of books filled with Krishna Naam and Radha Naam as a child. And Mataji was telling me that she didn't know what to do because you cannot throw them in the Raddi because they are filled with Krishna Naam and Radha Naam. What do you do? So I asked Mataji, what did you do them? Because he had so many heaps of notebooks. She said, I used to put them in Nirmalya. Nirmalya is all the auspicious paraphernalia of the deities that comes out, garlands and other things. So I used to put them in the Nirmalya. So this is very good, very nice bhajan to write the names of Krishna. Don't tell this to anybody, okay? Hare Krishna. So then Mahaprabhu is doing this, writing the name. Nirantara likhena Krishnera namama. It's there. So which names did Mahaprabhu write as a small 4-year-old boy? Are you curious to know? Muktasanga Prabhu, you want to know what he wrote? Verse number 6. Rama Krishna Murari Mukunda Vanamali Aharnisha Likhena Padena Kutuhali. With great kutuhal, with great enthusiasm and happiness, Aharnisha. Ahar means daytime, Nisha means nighttime. Day and night, our little Nimai. Aharnisha Likhena. Day and night. When he was taught how to write alphabets, immediately little Nimai is teaching us as our Acharya. Immediately he used that knowledge of reading and writing to write the names of Krishna. That is the perfection of knowing how to read and write. But if we know how to read and write and we start writing some materialistic blog or some materialistic literature, what is the use? It is misuse of that knowledge. But Nimai is teaching us, as soon as he was taught a new skill, he started using that new skill in Krishna's service. Rama Krishna Murari Mukunda Vanamali Aharnisha Likhena Padena Kutuhali. Little Nimai was writing continuously then these names. Ram Krishna Murari Mukunda Vanamali. Shishugana Sange Pade Vaikunthe Rarai Parama Sukriti Dekhe Sarva Nadiyai. And then he started going to the school of Gangadas Pandit. Gangadas Pandit is an incarnation of Sandipani Muni and Durvas Muni combined. So he is an incarnation of Sandipani Muni. So little Nimai was then enrolled in the Gurukul of Gangadas Pandit. And there with other boys like Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, they were his childhood classmates and friends. With them, he used to study. So Shishugana Sange Pade Vaikuntha Rai. Although he is Vaikuntha Rai, he is learning with his colleagues, little boys. And Parama Sukriti Dekhe Sarva Nadiya. And these boys are supremely fortunate to be the batchmates, classmates of little Nimai. Ki Madhuri Kari Prabhu Kakha Gagha Bole. Kakha Gagha, our Sanskrit. Ki Madhuri Kari Prabhu Kakha Gagha Bole. Taha Shuni Tei Matra Sarva Jiva Bhole. So very sweetly in Bengali he started writing Ka Kha Ga Gha. And everyone who saw this Madhuri, this sweetness, was captivated. Little Nimai, can you imagine such a effulgent, beautiful boy? This little boy, our darling. See Nimai, who used to dance. Who used to dance when everybody chanted Hari Hari. Now that same Nimai has started writing and reading. What alphabet is this? Oh, this is Gha. Oh, okay. You know, he's learning all this. So beautiful. Adbhuta karena krida Shri Gaura Sundar Yakhana ye chahe se parama dushkar. In this way, little Gauranga, he performed beautiful pastimes. And then Yakhana ye chahe se parama dushkar. Dushkar means very difficult. He would ask for things, chahe, he would demand things which were impossible. So now as he started speaking and reading and writing, he started making demands from Shachi Mata, Jagannath Mishra and other elders in Nadia started making demands which were impossible to fulfill. Little Nimai. What is he demanding? Akashe udiya jaye, pakshita chahe. If he sees a bird flying in the sky, I want that bird, I want that bird. He would demand. Napaile kandiya dhu, laya gadi jaye. So if he Akashe udiya jaye, pakshita chahe. When he sees a pakshi, a bird flying, he wants. And napai. Now how can Shashimata give him that bird? The bird has flown away. So napaile kandiya. If he did not get that bird, Shashimata would not be able to fulfill his impossible demand. Then he would start kandiya, crying. Start crying. Napaile kandiya dhu laya gadi jaye. And he would dhul in the dust. He would roll. He would start crying and he would start rolling in the dust of Nadia. Kshane chahe akashera chandra taragana. Hatha pao achadiya karaye krandana. So Kshane chahe. Next moment, what demand he would make from Shashimata? Akashera chandra tara. I want the stars and the moon in the sky, just like Lord Ramchandra and Lord Krishna Chandra. When they were little boys, they also did the same thing. So he was asking for moon and the stars, little Nimai. And Hathapao achadiya karaye krandana. And then when he did not get it, he would thrash his hands and legs and cry loudly. I want the moon, I want the stars. How could poor Shachimata give such things? सांत्वना करे न सभे करी निज कोले स्थिर न है विश्वंभर देव देव बोले सांत्वना करे न सभे करी निज कोले. Shachimata and all the other neighbors, all the elders, they would come and they would try to do santvana, try to pacify him. It's okay, it's okay, it's not possible to get the moon and the stars, that bird has flown away. It's okay, we'll get your parrot and we'll keep the parrot in a cage, but don't ask for that bird. They would try to pacify him. But sthira na hai Vishwambar. But little Vishwambar would not get pacified. And Deo, Deo bole. He would cry, give me the moon, give me the stars. Sabe ekamatra ache mahapratikar harinama shunilena kande prabhu ar. So when he would throw these tantrums and cry in this way, all the devotees knew what is the Ramban to make him stop crying. What was the medicine that would never fail? Harinama shunile na kande prabhu ar. As soon as they chanted Harinam and little Nimai was crying incessantly, would hear Harinam, he would stop crying. Immediately he would stop crying. So everyone knew this treatment. So they would do that. Hathe tali diya sabe bole hari hari takhana suthira haya chanchalya pasari. Pasari means to forget. He would forget all his crying, all his demands. And as soon as everybody clapped their hands and chanted Hari Hari, he would become susthira. He would become pacified. Little Nimai. Such tantrums, huh? So, but Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes a very nice purport. I will read the purport as it is. Very small purport. By this pastime, little Nimai, who is Supreme Lord, demonstrated the insignificance of the unsatisfied material desires of conditioned souls who never engage in kirtan. Hare Krishna. Saraswati Thakur is saying, we will get material desires if we don't engage in kirtan. If we don't perform our bhajan sadhana, chanting and hearing, then material desires will come in our heart. And little Nimai is teaching us. Material desires came, but as soon as he engaged in kirtan of Harinam, the material desires would go away. He would forget them. Pasariya. He would forget all those material desires. And I have seen this, my dear friends. When the bhajan is not going good, material desires come. Oh, I want to become a millionaire. Oh, I want to go here for a vacation. Or I want a house with a bigger front yard and backyard. This house is not good enough. All these unnecessary material desires, they come when our bhajan is not going good. Because if our bhajan is going good, then a natural vairagya, natural renunciation comes in the heart. So because it is said, Mahaprabhur Bhaktagana Vairagya Pradhan. Mahaprabhu's devotees are Vairagya Pradhan. They are endowed with renunciation because Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartham Eka Purusha Purana श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुधिर्यस्तमहं प्रपद्ये. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has written this pranam mantra for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Begins it with Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. You are teaching devotional service unto you because you are Hari yourself. But you are teaching Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti. You are teaching Bhakti. You are also teaching the path of Vairagya. We cannot, it is a 10th offense against the holy name to maintain material attachments. In spite of hearing so many instructions on this subject matter. So if we are continuing to have material desires, continuing to harbor material desires, it is not good. We will not make spiritual advancement. Saraswati Thakur is writing. And he writes, Saraswati Thakur writes, Nimai demonstrated that by hearing Krishna Kirtan, all of one's material desires and obstacles are destroyed, one's mind becomes susthir, becomes fixed, and one's love for Krishna increases. Therefore, it is very important to chant. When material desires come, we should chant and take shelter of the holy name. And if possible, go into the association of devotees and do Sankirtan. Balakera Pritya Sabe Bole Harinam Jagannath Griha Haila Shri Vaikuntha Dham. And because little Nimai would make these impossible demands, which when unfulfilled, he would cry loudly. And to stop him from crying, everyone would come and chant Hari, 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 clap. Because the constant chanting of Harinam was going on in the house of Jagannath Mishra, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur says that Jagannath Griha Haila Shri Vaikuntha Dham. It became Vaikuntha Dham. Why? Because Sabe Bole Harinam. Everyone was chanting Harinam. Then from verse number 16, a new story begins. And I was planning to finish the story. It goes on till verse number 42. But because 41, because it started late today, we will leave it for next Sunday. But I would like to read just few verses which are composed in very beautiful Bengali poetry by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. These are the words of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat and its author, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So these are at the end of the Antya Khanda last volume, second volume of the Antya Khanda of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Chaitanya Bhagavat is finished now. All the purports, the Gaudiya Bhashya is finished. And at the very end, how at the end of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada writes concluding words. So these are concluding words of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. He has written these words. These are very beautiful Bengali verses that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has himself composed in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat and Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Shri Gaura Sundara Vara Lila Tara Manohara Nityananda Swarupa Prakasha Acharya Advaita Ara Gadadhara Shakti Tara Pancha Tattva Bhakata Srinivasa. Isn't it beautiful? Saraswati Thakur is writing Shri Gaura Sundara Vara. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shri Gaura Sundara is the Supreme Person, Vara. Leela Tara Manohara. And the Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Manohara. It steals our heart. So attractive. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Nityananda Swarupa Prakash. And Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he is the personal manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Nityananda Swarupa Prakash. Acharya Advaita are Gadadhara Shaktitar. And Advaita Acharya is a separate Advaita Acharya are. So Advaita Acharya is also another manifestation of Mahaprabhu, separate. And Gadadhara Shaktitar. And Gadadhar Pandit is Shakti, Bhakta Shakti. And Panchatattva Bhakta Srinivas. And Srivas Thakur, who is also called Srinivas, he is the manifestation of Panchatattva Bhakta. So see, Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita writes in Sanskrit, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. That same Sanskrit verse Saraswati Thakur has written in Bengali in beautiful poetry. श्री गौर सुंदर वर लीला तार मनोहर नित्यानंद स्वरूप प्रकाश आचार्य अद्वैत आर गदाधर शक्ति तार पंचतत्व भक्त श्रीनिवास पतित पावन श्रेष्ठ श्री गौर किशोर प्रेष्ठ पतित जनेर तारागति श्रीवासेर भ्रातर सुता नारायणी नामे माता विश्वंभर पदे जारमती पतित पावन श्रेष्ठ श्री गौर किशोर प्रेष्ठ my most dear preshtham is my most dear nama om vishnu padaya krishna preshtaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti naam. Our Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, the dear disciple of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is Krishna Preshtha. Saraswati Thakur also is Krishna Preshtaya. He is very dear to Krishna. Our acharyas are very dear to Krishna. So Shri Gaura Kishora Preshtha, Shri Saraswati Thakur is saying, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Gaura Kishodas Babaji Maharaj is very dear to me. Shri Gaura Kishora Preshtha, and he's always adding Shri before the name of Shri Guru. This one thing I want to say, my dear friends, I have noticed it many times. When we speak the name of Shri Guru or any respectable Acharya, Vaishnava, we should never say, for example, Radhanath Swami. If a disciple wants to say, should never say Radhanath Swami. Always we should add an honorific before Shri Radhanath Swami or Srila Radhanath Swami or His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Like that. We should never say Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. No. His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. Or Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. So that honorific Shri, Srila, Shri Srimad, not Gaur Govind Swami. Shri Srimad Gaur Govind Swami. I have seen so many devotees say, I am a disciple of Radhanath Swami. How can you say like that? I am a disciple of Radhanath Swami? No. He is not your friend. You should say Srila Radhanath Swami or Srila Vaisheshika or Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj or Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Any respectable Acharya, we should always add Shri or Srila or Shri Srimad before the name. We should never say the name directly. So see how even in our pranam mantra, just see. Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta. Not Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta. Always that honorific has to be added. So here also, Shri Saraswati Thakur is saying Shri Gaura Kishore, not Gaura Kishore. Shri Gaura Kishore Preshtha Patita Pavana Shrestha. Among the Patita Pavan, among the merciful, compassionate deliverers of the fallen souls, he is Shrestha. He is very great. Shrivasera Bhratar Suta. The daughter of Shrivasa's brother, means his niece. Shrivas Thakur's brother's daughter is Narayana. Shrivasera Bhratar Suta Narayani Name Mata. She is the Mata, she is the mother of the author. Vishwambhara Pade Jaramati. And Narayani is the niece of Srivas Thakur, and Narayani is Mati. Her mind was always fixed on Vishwambhara, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we come to the verse glorifying our Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, who has given us Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashai ki jai. Third verse. Vrindavana Sutta Tara Karunara Parabara Shri Chaitanya Bhagavata Jara Nityananda शेषभृत्य हरिजन सेवा कृत्य भुजलये सर्वसार सार. In this verse, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is not only offering his pranams to the author Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, but he is giving in a nutshell what is the nutshell mission statement of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. If in one line we have to say what does Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat teach, Saraswati Thakur is expertly writing in this verse. Vrindavana Suta Tara. That Narayani Mata, who is the Shrivasera Bhratar Suta, who is the daughter of the brother of Srivas Thakur, the niece of Srivas Thakur, and who was always devoted to Mahaprabhu. Vishwambhara Padejara Mati Vrindavana Suta Tara. That Narayani's son is Vrindavan Das Thakur. Vrindavana Suta Tara Karunara Parabhara, and he is unlimitedly merciful. Vrindavan Das Thakur is unlimitedly merciful. Why? Because Shri Chaitanya Bhagavata Jara. He gave us Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Nityananda Shesha Bhritya. He is the last disciple of Nityananda, the last servant of Nityananda. Nityananda Shesha Bhritya. It is said that after Shri Nityananda Prabhu initiated Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu said, I don't have to initiate anyone else now. Everything will be done by my Vrindavan Das Thakur. And of course, he wrote this Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Nityananda Shesha Bhritya Harijana Seva Kritya Bhujalaye Sarva Sara Sara. So this son of Narayani Devi, whose name is Vrindavan Das Thakur, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, he gave Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. He was the last servant of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, last disciple of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And what is the sar, essence of the essence message of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat? Harijana Seva Kritya. This is if in one phrase we have to summarize the entire Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat of Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, it is this. Nityananda Shesha Bhritya Harijana Seva Kritya Bhujalaye Sarva Sara Sara. This is the essence of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. That we must serve the Harijana, Vishnu Jana, Krishna Jana, the dear devotees of Lord Hari. We have to Seva Kritya. Bhujala. Just understand this one principle, that we have to become the servants of the Vaishnavas. That's all. But this beautiful composition goes on. It's so beautiful. Vaishnava Mahimajata Varnilena Susangata Tahara Tulana Kothanai. Vaishnava Virodhi Jana Satata Tapita Mana Mulyahina Sei Bhasma Chai. What other message is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat? Vaishnava Mahimajata Varnilena Susangata. He has perfectly described the glories of the Vaishnavas. What description of the glory of Vaishnavas we will find in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat? The glory of Kolavacha Sridhar. All of you will cry when you read about Kolavacha Sridhar, when you read about the devotion of Murari Gupta, when you hear about the devotion of Thakur Haridas. One cannot but cry. All this is described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Vaishnava Mahimayata Varnilena Susangata. Tahara Tulana Kothanai. Such descriptions of the devotees are nowhere to be found, my dear. Vaishnava Virodhi Jana. On the other hand, those who are opposed to Vaishnavas, Satata Tapita Manu. They are always disturbed by material miseries. How Gopal Chapal got leprosy. All that is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Even how Gopal Chakravarti, his nose fell off, and he also got leprosy by offending Haridas Thakur in Chandpur, in the house of Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar, the parents, the father and uncle of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. That story also comes here, Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, what is the value of this Vaishnav Virodhi? Those who blaspheme devotees? Mulyahina sei bhasma chai. They are as worthless as ashes. What is the value of ash? If it's some wood, it can be sold. People will use it for cooking, to create a fire, or to build a house, or to build furniture. What is the value of ash? Ashes have no value. It is as useless as these Vaishnav Virodhi Jana, they are as useless as ashes. My dear friends, this is so beautiful. I want to read all these verses, but there is no time. So you please read this at your leisure. These are the concluding words of Saraswati Thakur. I will stop here because it is 9:10. But today is on the appearance day of Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. I wanted to read these beautiful verses. So with this, I will stop, my dear friends. And next Sunday, Krishna willing, if Krishna gives permission, we will start a new story from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. I was supposed to finish it today, but we'll start it. Actually, today would have been a very nice day to discuss this story because today is Ekadashi and this is a story about Ekadashi. But it's okay. Wherever we are reading Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, that day is auspicious. So we will start that story and finish that story next Sunday, Krishna willing. So with this, I will stop. If there are any questions, we can take one or two. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashaya ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So is there anyone who wants to ask any question? Yes, Vatsala Mataji, please go ahead. You can unmute Vatsala Mataji. Okay, I think Vatsala Mataji is having difficulty. So Devavati Mataji, you can go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much,
Prabhu.
Go ahead, Vatsala Mataji.
Vatsala Mataji, go ahead.
Prabhu, you were talking about Lord Chaitanya when he was a little Nima. He started writing, Radhe Radhe, some letters and other things, right?
Yes.
And okay, and it's very nice and curious. In olden days, when we were growing up, if we were wasting our time, my father made a notebook. He made it. We didn't even buy it in those days. We are supposed to write. What is this mantra? Ramayan mantra, just instead of Hare Krishna, we will say, the word Ram, Hare Ram, glories to Ram, 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 Ram. They will say, we are supposed to write that. Ramajayam, we don't want to waste our time. So that one was, we will read, we will be filling out our notebook. In the summertime, when we are wasting time, when there is hard days, we have nothing to do, he will say, start writing something, and show it to him.
Even
so
in
it reminded me of that when you were speaking about writing Radhakrishna name.
I remember even in Shri Radha Gopinath temple, where I got introduced to Krishna consciousness, if one was even 1 minute late for Mangala Aarti in the morning, then that day 108 times we had to write the full Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Wow.
Even if 1 minute we are late, the doors would close and then the punishment was 108 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So thank you, Vatsala Mataji. Devavati Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, how the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he got all the information from Murari Gupta and Swarup Damodar Goswami to write down the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So how did Vrindavan Das Thakur get all the information to?
Yeah, it is mentioned that Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur never actually met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
But everything was revealed to him. All the Gaur Leela was revealed to him by Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu told him everything.
Oh. And one more question, is there a difference between Shri or Shril? How sometimes we say Shri Prabhupada or Sril Prabhupada. So Shri and Sril word has a...
Shri and Srila can be used interchangeably. There is no, usually sannyasis are addressed as Srila. So, but both Shri and Srila can be used interchangeably. But Shriman is usually used for Grahasthas.
Yeah.
Grahastha
I think in Bengali they said Sri Srila, I think.
Bengali?
I think so. In Bengali culture, they don't call Sri, but they call Srila, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Shri and Srila can be used interchangeably, but Shriman is for usually the seniors address the junior as Shriman, generally. Like a sannyasi may address a grahastha as Shriman. Like that. And then Shri Shrimad is also an honorific title used in our Vedic culture, which is essentially same as His Holiness. His Holiness,
Oh.
like that. And Shriman is like His Grace. Like
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Devoti Mataji, I have a nice compilation of these different honorific titles, and I will send it to you. Shri, Shriman, Shri Shrimad, Srila, like that. It's there
Okay.
in this book. Very beautiful book called Shri Guru.
Oh, thank you,
It's written
Prabhuji.
by
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada's very beloved god brother, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. So
Oh,
I will share that.
okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So next we have Kasturi Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare
Dhanvat,
Krishna.
Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful class. This the one that where you read the purport of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that if we chant, fill our hearts with chanting the holy name, then material desires will not bother us. So really want to apply that, Prabhu, because material desires, subtle or gross, somehow or the other they come and bother. So I just want to apply that. And about writing the names, I'm remembering, I think in Nilamrita, there is one pastime of Srila Prabhupada where Prabhupada is talking to, Srila Prabhupada is talking to a realtor in the beginning in New York over the phone. And while talking, he's writing something on the paper. And then Srila Prabhupada's disciples thought maybe he's writing some addresses or something when he's speaking to realtor. And when they saw it was Hare Krishna Mahamantra that Srila Prabhupada.
Wow. Very well. So sweet.
So that was when I read that first time, it has been an inspiration, like because at work we have to go for meetings and all. So keeping the notebook, and you know who sees what we are writing.
Yeah.
Right, the Hare Krishna
There's
Mahamantra.
one thing, if we write the holy name, generally we should not throw that paper away. So it's better to, what I personally do is better to write without ink, like just like that.
Yes, Prabhu, yeah. Yeah, that's what, like, just like making an, like, without writing. Thank you.
Just
And
the action.
what you mentioned about, like, whenever we are in the mundane world or otherwise also cultivating this habit of writing the mantra in the mind, meaning like meditation, as a meditation. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for
Yes,
that.
Mother.
And for one time, Amarendra Prabhu here, in a class, he was mentioning about his time spent with his cousins who are like, they were watching some movie or something. And then Prabhuji was telling that everybody is watching a movie and everybody is thinking I am also watching with them. And he was saying that on the TV screen, I was thinking of writing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Radharani's name and all.
Yeah. See, I also see many times that sometimes my patients are intubated. They're on a ventilator, so they have a breathing tube going down through their throat into their lungs, and they may not be able to move their hands because of paralysis or whatnot. But our mind is active. Therefore, I was saying that we should always, when we chant, as far as possible, we should look at the Mahamantra in front of us, read it again and again, so that when we are in a helpless condition, we simply close our eyes with our mind. Immediately, we should be able to visualize the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and meditate on it. We may not be able to speak with words, but just in our mind, we can do Mansik Japa, Mansik chanting. So, like that. Thank you, Kasturi Manjari. That past time of Srila Prabhupada on the phone with the realtor was was
Yes,
super sweet.
yeah, just whenever I read or heard, I don't remember. It was long time back, but it made an impression. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Prabhu,
for
for
sharing that. Thank you, Kasturi.
wonderful applications that you gave us today. And it's such an auspicious day of Vrindavan Das Thakur's appearance and Ekadashi. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for so many blessings. Thank you so much.
So Ramsham Prabhu, please go ahead, and then Tushar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, all was just really, as usual, it was a really wonderful session, Prabhuji, and you covered lots of points, and it's full of nectar. Prabhuji, on text number 6, there is the word which is used for the glorification, like Ramakrishna, Murari, Mukunda, Banamali. So Banamali, is it referring to Radharani or?
No. Vanmali is a name of Krishna who is decorated with a garland of forest flowers. Vanmala. Krishna who wears a garland of forest flowers.
Forest flower. Okay.
Even Mahaprabhu wears. His devotees, they collect flowers, wild flowers, and make a garland for him. In Gaur Aarti also it is there, no? Iba jayo jayo Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha Janavi Tatavana Bhagamana Lobha Dakhi Nitai Chan Vame Gadadhara. No, I think it comes later on towards the end. Kiva bahu koti chandra jini badana ujvala gala deshe vana mana kore jhala mana. Kiva bahu koti chandra jini badana ujval. Mahaprabhu's complexion is ujval, brilliant like crores, millions and millions of moons. And Golo Deshe Vanamala Kore Jhalamala.
Yeah.
Around his neck, there is a Vanamala. So, a garland made of forest flowers. So, it's a name of Krishna. At Kusum Sarovar, Radharani picks flowers and makes garlands for Krishna every day. Kusum Sarovar in Vrindavan? A big Sarovar. Kusum Sarovar?
No, Prabhuji.
Kusum Sarovar is where we start the Govardhan Parikrama.
Yeah.
Usually, we start Govardhan Parikrama at Kusum Sarovar. So Kusum Sarovar is the place. Kusum means flower. Kusum Sarovar is the place where Srimati Radharani every day she plucks flowers with her sakhis for Krishna, makes garland for Krishna. And then Krishna comes there and meets at Kusum Sarovar. And then they go to Radhakund. So like that. So that is Vanamala. Vanamali Krishna, who wears the forest flower garland made by Srimati Radharani for him. So it's a name of Krishna.
Nice. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. So last question, Tushar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry I wasn't able to join on time today. Still was trying to get back from Hari Parshad Prabhu's class to your class. So sorry for the delay. I have a slightly separate question. For the last few weeks, I've been meditating on the prayers of Kunti Maharani a lot, especially when the verse she says, Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madapuman. And I've been doing a little bit of research, and I won't name the country, but I've been there's been a few friends from particular countries that I've noticed who have very similar mannerisms to Vedic culture and giving respect to others, but still they have the qualities that Kunti Maharani is speaking of. They have high education, high birth. They're very, especially in bodily beauty, they're very exceptional as well. But still, despite having all these good qualities, I sometimes feel really sad that they're not very responsive to Krishna consciousness. So in that case, what should be the proper way to preach to them? Should it just be Kirtan and Prasad and leave the rest to Krishna, because they're not really interested in religiosity that much? So do you have any suggestions?
If someone is intoxicated or puffed up or proud because of physical beauty, wealth, it is best to present it to them in a dignified way and to give them something that they will like. For example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he would travel through the villages, he would simply tell them, chant Hare Krishna. and he would sing very sweetly, very melodiously. He would tell them to get mridangas, kartals, and beautifully sing these holy names of Krishna. So he would engage them in Nam Sankirtan. Now, when he met very, very learned, erudite scholars like Prakashananda Saraswati, he would engage in discussion about Vedanta and this verse from this Upanishad and this and that, and he would appeal to their intellect to convince them. When he would talk to the Manjaris like Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Mahaprabhu would give them a mission that you go to Vrindavan, you establish the temples there, write books. When he would be with Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami in Gambhira, he would be discussing Bilomangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrit, Jayadev Goswami's Gita Govind, etc., etc., like that. He would discuss heart to heart all those very rasik literatures. So Mahaprabhu behaved with Navadvipasis. He didn't preach. He left it to, for the Bengalis, he left it to Nityananda Prabhu because he knew that they are my relatives, friends. I grew up with them. They will not take my preaching seriously. So he let Nityananda Prabhu preach in Bengal. So in this way, with the Nadia devotees, Mahaprabhu was just a loved one, a family member. He would simply ask them to cook for him. Malini Devi, cook for me. Shashi Mata, cook for me. Like that. So Mahaprabhu interacted and dealt with different devotees in a different way. So for such people who are puffed up, proud, we should give them something that will appeal to them. Either good music in the form of Nam Sankirtan, or some very nice philosophy, which will appeal to them, like the Shad Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami, Srimad Bhagavatam, which will appeal to their intellect. So like that, we have to see what will attract them, what will appeal to them, what will challenge them. And then so like Srila Prabhupada came to the West, and that time the whole world was enamored by scientists because science and technology was booming. New inventions were coming, there was industrializations, and people thought science can do everything. But in those days, in the 1960s, late 1960s, when no one was talking about environmental pollution and sustainability, Srila Prabhupada writes that in his purports in the first canto. Srila Prabhupada was the first thinker of that time to start talking about all these problems of pollution that are coming from industrialization. And Prabhupada said that we should have a more natural life. In fact, it is one of the 7 purposes of ISKCON. And in the late 1960s, Srila Prabhupada established New Vrindavan to teach how to live close to nature. In those days, now everybody talks about environmentalism, climate change. But in 1960s, nobody was doing. Prabhupada was doing. So Prabhupada appealed to the youth because he appealed to their intelligence. So like that, we have to see. Everybody was enamored by scientists, and Prabhupada said the scientists are not everything they say is true. Many things they say are facts, are actually just hypotheses. Like they say, life comes from life. I will accept it if you can create life in the laboratory. They cannot. He challenged the scientists, and all these young people, they joined. Swarup Damodar Goswami Maharaj, Dr. Singh, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, PhD from University of California, Caltech. He joined Srila Prabhupada. So all this intelligentsia, they joined. Even His Holiness Hridayananda Swami Maharaj. Very intelligent people, they joined Srila Prabhupada's army because Prabhupada appealed to their intelligence. So we have to think, if someone is proud, what will appeal to them? What will challenge them? And we should do it in a nice way. Is that helpful, Tushar Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you so much. Maybe I can talk to you more on this a little bit more. So maybe I'll contact you personally. Again, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much, dear devotees, for tolerating me.
Excuse me, Prabhu, there's one question in the chat window. So if you can.
Sugandha Mataji is saying, Hare Krishna. Why we refer to Krishna as just Krishna most times, not Shri Krishna, while referencing Radharani, we always say Srimati Radharani. Maybe because we are in Srimati Radharani's camp. We are partial towards Srimati Radharani. No, we say Shri Krishna. Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So we say Shri Krishna. Generally, I like to say Shri Krishna. If someone says Krishna, or if on the flyer they write Krishna Katha, that is fine. That is completely fine. But I like it Shri Krishna Katha or Shri Ram Katha. Personal is that's my preference, because Shri is Radharani or Srimati Sita Devi. So yeah, but that's okay. We know it is Shri Krishna, but sometimes in just saying we may say just Krishna. That's okay. We understand, because Shri is with Krishna always. Krishna is never without Shri. So Shri is Krishna's Shakti, just like Gadadhar Pandit is the Shakti of Mahaprabhu in the Panchatattva, Bhakta Shakti. So like that. Even though we may not say Shri Krishna, Shri is Radharani, but with Krishna always Shri is there. So is that okay, Sugandha Mataji?
Yes.
Sometimes
Prabhuji,
devotees
thank
say
you.
it's okay.
Okay.
It's a
Prabhuji,
matter
thank
of
you.
preference. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
But even in the mantras, it is Shri. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So, theek hai. Anyone else? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Shri, our Rajay Govind Prabhu is giving praman. Narottam Das Thakur. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Karo. That was Shri is there.
Prabhu, excuse me. We always say, when I write to somebody Shri, my father was writing to somebody, he will
Yeah,
always say Shri. And I always address somebody, either you or anybody, Shri Amanendra Prabhu or Shri. That's the way, he was telling us. And we always say for ladies, married ladies, Srimati. We always address them. So we always say, is it Sri Krishna or Lord Krishna?
it depends.
Yeah.
In the if someone is speaking Indian language, naturally it will be Shri Krishna. But in the Western world, then they say Lord Krishna, Lord
Okay.
Jagannath, and they even say Lady Subhadra.
Yeah.
So it's okay. See, ours is an international movement, and there is Western influence, and that's okay. We have devotees of different types. Some will say Lady Subhadra, some will say Subhadra Devi, Subhadra Maya. So it's okay. There's variety in the spiritual world, so we should respect. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Is that
you,
okay?
Prabhu. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Jai Shri
Appreciate it.
Prabhupada.
Thank you, Jai Shri. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Vancha
Krishna.
kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavane.
Vaishnavi Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Very
Prabhuji.
nice
Hare
class.
Krishna.
Thank you.